In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NHL games happening on April 22nd, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Ottawa Senators versus Columbus Blue Jackets. The Ottawa Senators face the Columbus Blue Jackets, with both teams hoping to salvage rough seasons. The Senators have a 29-41-7 record and have lost 3 of their last 4 games, while the Blue Jackets have a 35-36-6 record and have lost 3 games in a row. Both teams are looking to bounce back from their current slumps and end the season on a high note, and the upcoming game should be a good one as a result. Ottawa is 51-127 in their last 178 road games and 4-9 in their last 13 games following a win, while the over is 6-1 in their last 8 games against a team with a losing record. Columbus is 14-3 in their last 17 games as a favorite and 3-11 in their last 14 games overall, while the over is 14-5-1 in their last 20 games against the Atlantic Division. On the season, the Columbus Blue Jackets have a per-game scoring differential of -0.49. Things haven't gone any better at home, as they are losing home games by an average of -0.82 goals. As the Columbus Blue Jackets get set to take on the Senators, they have a below .500 record over their past 5 games, going 2-3. During this stretch, they have scored 17 goals, accounting for 52.0% of the scoring in these contests. Even though the team is not finding success in the win column, they come into this game playing well on offense. In their past 5 games, they have outscored their average of 3.16 goals per game 3 times. On the other side, the Ottawa Senators have a per-game scoring differential of -0.53. Heading into their game with the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Senators have a 3-2 record over their past 5 contests. In these games, they have scored 17 goals, accounting for 53% of the overall scoring. I get that this is a tough game to bet, with neither side have much more than pride to play for at this point. However, the Blue Jackets have been slipping as of late, and while not much has been expected of Ottawa, the Senators keep finding ways to provide value if you choose to bet their games more often than not. Look for the Senators to benefit from having the stronger defensive unit, picking up a win over the Blue Jackets. So the Ottawa Senators money line is our full game side pick. The Blue Jackets have been carried by their offense, and both forward units look to pile on the goals against 2 struggling defenses. The Senators should find the back of the net throughout the game, with Joshua Norris, Brady Tkachuk, and the rest of the forward unit establishing a strong offensive zone presence and creating open shots with great puck movement to pick apart a Blue Jackets defense that allows 3.68 goals per game. The Blue Jackets, who average 3.16 goals per game, should run up the score against a Senators defense that has allowed 12 goals in the last 3 games, with Patrick Lane, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Sean Curley, and the rest of the forward unit crashing the net on the rush and creating open shots with great puck movement in the offensive zone, while Zach Werenski and Adam Bachbus pick apart the Senators' defense from the point. Coming into this game, the Senators have an over-under record of 31-42-4. When playing on the road, the over is hitting less than half the time, going 14-21-4. On the season, 47% of Ottawa's games have gone for at least 6 goals or more, with 44% of the scoring coming from the Senators. In Columbus's 77 games, the over has hit in over half of their games, going 45-29-3. So far, taking the over when the Blue Jackets are playing at home has been a good bet, with an over-under record of 23-13-2. On the season, 70% of Columbus's games have gone for at least 6 goals or more, with 47% of the scoring coming from the Blue Jackets. Look for this matchup to be a high-scoring affair, as both teams should have no problem finding the net. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Kraken versus Minnesota Wild. The Seattle Kraken face the Minnesota Wild, with both teams hoping to cap off the regular season with great play. The Kraken have a 26-44-6 record, but with 3 consecutive wins, look to end their inaugural season in the NHL on a high note. The Wild, meanwhile, have a 49-21-7 record and are elbowing for playoff position with Central Division rival St. Louis Blues and hope to finish the season ahead of them with the hope of making a deep Stanley Cup playoff run. Seattle is 17-35 in their last 52 games overall and 10-25 in their last 35 road games, while the under is 5-0-3 in their last 8 games following a win. Minnesota is 6-1 in their last 7 games overall and 48-15 in their last 63 home games, while the over is 28-9-1 in their last 38 games as a home favorite. The Wild will take on the Kraken on the second night of a back-to-back, but get to remain in Minnesota. The only disadvantage would seem to be a backup goaltender. However, with Cam Talbot confirmed for Thursday night, that leaves new starter Marc-Andre Fleury in net for this matchup. Fleury should be pleased with this game instead, as the Kraken scored just 2.57 goals per game on the road, an average that low should not be enough to overcome the goal-scoring ability of the Wild. Minnesota has been excellent at home this season, going 28-7-2 at home, while the Kraken have lost 11 out of their last 15 road games. Seattle has allowed 3 goals or more in 11 out of their last 15 road games, while Minnesota has won 11 out of their last 12 home games, and they scored 3 goals or more in 12 straight home games. Kirill Kaprizov has 12 goals and 7 assists in his last 15 home games. He leads the Wild with 97 points on the season, and he is top 10 in points in the league. Seattle scored 2 goals or less in 5 out of the last 10 games, and they rank 29th in goals per game and 30th in shots per game. Minnesota is one of just 3 teams that are averaging over 4 goals per game on home ice. Their future face of the franchise, Kirill Kaprizov, is closing in on a 100-point season. He was also the fastest Wild skater to record his first 100 career points, as he did so in just 92 games. Fellow skater Kevin Fiala has also stepped up to be a great wingman to Kaprizov. He recorded a 4-point game against the Sharks on Sunday and was a part of both goals in the shutout win against the Canadiens on Tuesday. As for Seattle, they don't have a single skater even close to averaging a point per game. They just pulled off a massive upset against the Avalanche. However, replicating that performance on the road against a Wild team still fighting for playoff seeding should prove too tall a task. Minnesota is the much better offensive team here, so the Minnesota Wild to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Wild have one of the best defenses in the NHL, and both forward units look to step up and find the back of the net throughout the game. The Kraken should create plenty of scoring chances against a Wild defense that is allowing 3.03 goals per game, with Jared McCann, Jordan Eberle, and the rest of the forward unit carrying the puck into the offensive zone and finding open shots on the wing. The Wild, who average 3.66 goals per game, should run up the score against a Kraken defense that allows 3.43 goals per game, with Kirill Kaprizov, Ryan Hartman, Kevin Fiala, and the rest of the forward unit crashing the net on the odd man rush and creating open shots with great puck movement the offensive zone. Seattle has allowed 3 goals or more in 11 out of their last 15 road games. They rank 24th in goals against per game. Philip Grubauer has a 3.09 goals against average and .891 save percentage, and Chris Driedger has a 3.05 goals against average and .897 save percentage. The Wild rank 5th in goals per game and 11th in shots per game. Minnesota scored 3 goals or more in 12 straight home games. Kirill Kaprizov has 12 goals and 7 assists in his last 15 home games. He leads the Wild with 97 points on the season, and he is top 10 in points in the league. Kaprizov has 1 point or more in 7 out of his last 9 games. Although Colorado has clinched the #1 seed in the Western Conference, the Wild will not be letting up. They want to achieve the best seed possible to avoid the Avalanche in the playoffs for as long as they can. With that mentality, there are few teams that can slow down Minnesota's Wild goal-scoring ability. They've been in the top 5 in overall goal scoring throughout the season and top 3 at home. Meanwhile, the Kraken's goaltending is in the bottom 10, allowing nearly 3.5 goals per game. Even if Minnesota doesn't cover this total themselves, not to worry. Fleury is a great goaltender, but he has not been perfect since joining the Wild. His last time in net, he allowed 4 goals to the Sharks. Seattle could sneak 1 or 2 by him to help finish off this total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.